Hello everybody, Lord Almighty here. Today is Saturday, April 29th, 2017, and today I am in search of some pre-spawn largemouth bass. I'm here at one of my favorite ponds to see what I can dig up, and I've got a couple new weapons in my arsenal to try out today. First and foremost, I got myself a new rod. It's an Ultralight, 5.5 foot long. It's a Berkley lightning rod. I had to replace my other Berkley rod, the red one, because the guides were really chewed up and they were fraying up my monofilament line. So had to put that one out to pasture, but this new one's got almost the same action, so I'm pretty confident that it will work very well for me. Also, I'm going to be using a new type of bait. It is it's a little like ultralight chatterbait, like an 1/8 ounce little small profile bait. So I'm hoping, since I have such great luck with the big ones, that the little ones will prove just as effective. So here we go. Let's see if these new additions to my fishing family can produce like their older brothers and sisters. Alright, so far I have seen a few smaller fish in the shallows, and they have wanted absolutely nothing to do with the chatterbait. So I switched from something new to an oldie but goodie. Gonna throw around this weightless Texas rigged Senko. These things are almost automatic in this pond. I say almost because I don't want to jinx it. So hopefully this will turn something up. Here we go. I saw him come up and get it. That was pretty fun. Just laid it on the bottom and he sucked it up. Not real big, but it's a start. There we go. First fish on the new rod. It has been christened. Come get you some. He's right there. Uh-oh, he might see me. Yep, I think he saw me. Nuts. Alright, let's see if we can get a different one. Come on, he's on it. He's on it. Nuts. He don't want it. Oh, come on, buddy. I got one that's on it. I got one that's on it. Looks like maybe a 1 pounder. Nah, he veered off. Nuts. Well, today with the really clear water and the sunny skies, it looks like the bass are a little skittish, but I noticed there are a ton of bluegill back in this little pocket, so I'll try to play with them for a little while. Got a little panfish jig tied on. Let's see if we can't have some fun with bluegill. Get back to the roots of fishing. There we go. That didn't take long. Second cast. Not a bad sized bluegill. Alright, back he goes. There we go, another one. Oh, he's off. Let's throw back out there. About half a dozen of them followed this thing in. And there's one of them. Another bluegill. Oh no, I stand corrected. That's a pumpkin seed. Pumpkin seed. Very, very pretty fish. Always enjoy catching those. There we go. Ooh, this one wants to jump. He thinks it's a bass. Some people think bluegill are pests, but they can save a slow day of fishing. You know, if you just want action, you find a mess of bluegill, you're gonna have some fun. There's another one. Threw it right into a mess of them. And this one was first in line to get it. There we go. Dude, there was like a dozen of them tracking it. That's great. Fast action on the bluegill. There's one. Woo! This one's a fatty. Oh! And he popped right off. Get you back in there. And he beached himself. Like a idiot. Get back in there. Jeez. Well, I don't think it's any secret that sunfish aren't the most intelligent fish in the water. There's one. Another fat bluegill. These things are big. I might bring a bucket here next time and catch a few for a fish fry. These are good eating size. Look at that. I can barely put my hand around it. There's actually another new piece of equipment that I brought with me today. I'm sure by now you've noticed the fingerless gloves. These are sunshade gloves. I brought these to protect my hands from the sun because, as some of you probably know by now, I burn extremely easily. And I would always wear these long sleeve shirts. I have the neck gaiter on to protect my neck and my face, but I never had anything to protect my hands. And a lot of times I would get sunburned right here on the top of my hand while I was fishing. So I decided to get these gloves and complete the circle. Now I am 100% protected. I could use sunscreen, but it's greasy and disgusting and you have to reapply it every couple of hours. Oh! And that bass came up and ate my little jig. Look at him. I just dropped it right in front of him and he sucked it up. Like a bonefish feeding on shrimp on the flats. That was really cool. He's not a bad size either. Not bad at all. Look at that. Look at how way down there he got that thing. These pliers, that's stuck right in the bone of his mouth. Ah, there we go. There we go. Fishing for panfish, get a 2-pound largemouth. Not too shabby. Fish looks like it's got eggs. Go back and make some more bass. You can never have too many bass. Ah. And here is a not so big largemouth. This one is a few generations removed from the last one I just caught. But who knows? Maybe someday he will be a fat, chunky, adult largemouth. There we go. That one sucked it off the bottom. eager bluegill. Fishing with these light panfish jigs, these light colored panfish jigs in the clear water is super fun because the strike is almost 100% visual. You're bringing the bait along and it just disappears. And that's when you know a fish has got it in his mouth and you can set the hook. Super fun. There we go. Wow, interesting colors on that fish. That almost looks like it could be like a bluegill pumpkin seed hybrid even. I know that does happen from time to time. Really cool looking fish. Never know what you're gonna get when you go fishing. There's a fish. That's a largie. Another one that just sucked it up off the bottom. There we go. They are digging the little panfish jig today. The sunnies and the bass. I love it when a plan comes together, especially one as fun as this. Can't beat catching bass and big sunfish on little ultralight gear. There we go. Another bluegill. I am working on the same pot of bluegill. Well, that's a big one. But I'm just hitting them from a different angle. Giving them a little bit of a different look. Sometimes that helps because the bite had shut down for several minutes. So I decided to just change position. And look at that, yielded a fat, feisty bluegill. There we go. Whew, another tank bluegill. Wow. Maybe that's why I'm not catching many bass today. Maybe these big bluegill are eating all the bass. Ganging up on them like piranha. Alright guys, I have beat up on these bluegill a ton, so I think I'm going to call it quits for today. Had a lot of fun. Caught some fish. Broke in a new fishing rod, which performed very well, both on the bluegill and that nice bass I caught. So definitely think this was a good purchase, and I guarantee you guys are going to be seeing this rod again in future videos. But until then, thank you so much for joining me today, and I will see you on the next adventure.